First, let me break this on NDTV that ICC has rejected Pakistan's demand. ICC has formally sent a letter to the PCB last night rejecting Pakistan's demand of removing the match referee. Let me break that to you first. That is now formal, that ICC has snubbed Pakistan by rejecting that demand of removing the match referee. So the match referee, Andy Pycroft, stays on. From what I understand, there was an investigation done and it was found that the match referee is not at fault at all. So the Pakistan demand was unfounded. That brings me to your question. So that's the breaking news, Vedika, that Pakistan's demand has now fallen flat on its face with the ICC turning it down. Now comes the question, was it an empty threat? Will Pakistan play or will they withdraw? If they don't play, it will be a tournament which is headed by the PCB chief, Mohsin Naqvi. He is the ACC chair. So you are actually pulling out your own team from a tournament you are heading. It will be another huge self-goal. On the other side, if you do decide to play, then you will be the laughing stock in any case because you had threatened to withdraw if the match referee is not withdrawn, and the match referee has not been withdrawn. So either way, you have dug a hole for yourself. Which way do you go? If you continue to play on, then the world will say, why did you issue an empty threat? And you clearly don't have the clout to get this done. And if you don't play on, then you're actually conceding a self-goal in a tournament which your own PCB chief heads. Also, you will open yourself up to litigation, you will open yourself up to compensation from the broadcaster, and multiple things can happen. So Pakistan finds itself in a tight spot either way. I think they've mishandled it, manhandled it, and there is entire mismanagement in this whole affair. I don't think they know what to do. In trying to do diversionary tactics from the defeat, they have now left themselves nowhere. It's a pitiful situation, to be honest.
And India is clear. India stands tall through all of this, Boria. While it's a lose-lose situation, like you're pointing out, for Pakistan, the breaking news that Boria has just broken on breaking ground is that the ICC has rejected PCB's demand in terms of the referee being removed. Boria, lose-lose situation here.
Absolutely, exactly. I mean, you just said it. Either way you lose. Either you've already lost face because you had said openly and clearly that if Pakistan's demands are not met, you'll withdraw. Now withdraw. Now go and withdraw. If you are not going to withdraw, then where do you stand? And frankly, if you do withdraw, then you are actually withdrawing from a tournament which is headed by your own PCB president, I mean PCB chief in Mohsin Naqvi. So where do you find yourself? I mean, frankly, Vedika, they should have worked out a solution where they would have focused on the next game on the 21st. They should have focused on that. Now imagine this. They did not even send their captain Salman Ali Agha to the presentation or the press conference. Had he come, he could have countered Surya Kumar Yadav, right? He could have put out their point of view or whatever. He didn't come. Surya Kumar Yadav set the narrative, won the story, and he's become a global hero now. On the other hand, if Salman Ali Agha was boycotting the presentation, why did Shaheen Afridi turn up? Have some consistency. No one should come. Don't accept that award. You don't come, you send your player. Then you send Mike Hesson, who's your coach, to the press conference. He's a Kiwi. That guy has no understanding of India-Pakistan politics, and he's looking, completely a fish out of water. And then this entire match referee controversy, remove him. ICC has snubbed you, saying no, he will not be removed. I don't think Pakistan has done justice to anything here. They've completely failed their own people, their own team, their own players, and now they find themselves in a spot which they will find extremely hard to come out of.
All right, Boria, thanks for summing all of that up for us. The breaking news there is that ICC has rejected PCB's demand to remove the match referee. Boria Mazumdar with the latest there. Now, I'm going to sum it all up for you. Where does it all stand? PCB now wants the match referee, Andy Pycroft, to be removed, but we're now being told that ICC has rejected that demand. According to them, the match referee allowed no handshake. Now, what the BCCI is saying, hey, no rules for handshake here, it's not mandatory, so we're not here to listen to your demands because it's just a gesture, goodwill gesture, and it's not a protocol. But the match referee allowed no handshake is what the PCB is saying. Then they go on to say we filed a complaint with the match referee, and then the sources within BCCI are telling us that there is no law that is followed globally. You don't even see this just in cricket, you see it between rival countries in other sporting events as well. So there is no reason for them really to take this up. Now, the threat is from the PCB that they will not play the next match with the UAE, and the BCCI source is now telling us that in terms of a handshake, India is not bound to do that. So clearly what we know now is that in terms of PCB trying to take the higher moral ground here, they've just been given a huge setback by the ICC. Boria Mazumdar, they're telling us that their request has now been rejected by the ICC. That's a big breaking news coming in right now, that there is a relief for Pycroft in terms of that demand. All right, so the breaking there, like I told you, just to sum it up, is that it's a huge blow to the PCB. Andy Pycroft, the match referee, will stay as of now, and that is what the ICC has said. They've rejected the demand by the Pakistan Cricket Board. There's this huge threat also, like I said, by the PCB to pull out of the next match, which is against the UAE, but time will tell if that happens. And like Boria Mazumdar said, it's all about a loss-loss situation for Pakistan here, because when they went to the ICC and the ACC, they have now been given that rejection by the ICC in terms of the referee. They've also now been told by the BCCI, in terms of sources being told, we've been speaking to, that it's not mandatory to have that handshake. So this is much ado about nothing. That's a big story here on Breaking Ground. We've just been given this news by Boria Mazumdar that the PCB has rejected the demand made by, rather the ICC has rejected the demand made by the PCC. It's a huge snub, yet another snub for the Pakistan Cricket Board and their team members. You had their coach trying to go up to the dressing room night before last and speaking to the management of Team India.